Is it New Comic Book Day Wednesday? That's Jerry, the comic book dog. Welcome back, guys. It is another Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. You guys know I bring you this video every single week. We do New Comic Book Day hauls. I'm about to go get my new comic books. We also do top 5 comic books of the week. But in this video, guys, we also have 10 comic books that are coming out in May. So 10 new series that I think you guys should be aware of going into May so you don't miss out. We also talk about the Image. Jerry's shaking there, excuse that. Shaking again. We also have the Image monthly catalog, all the stuff coming out from Image Comics in June and beyond. We're taking a look at that monthly catalog. And then we're closing out this video by talking about some comic book delays that have really negatively impacted me. Some from back in the day when I was getting into comics, but also some more recent examples as well of comic book delays. So those are the 5 topics that we have for today. Use the chapters down below to skip around. And yeah, have you guys self a great new comic book day. Every single week, we're bringing you a new comic book day video. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to another new Comic Book Wednesday. You guys see the stack. I got a brick today, dude. Let's just get into it. Try to be careful. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, before we get into it, I wanted to show you guys this. So I was sent this from Ghost Machine, dude. So Ghost Machine on TikTok, they reached out and they wanted to send me a package. We got Junkyard Joe, issue number 5, signed by Jeff Johns, dude. Signed by Jeff Johns. What a nice gift. Shout out to Ghost Machine. You didn't have to do that by any means, but that was a nice fun package to open this morning. But let's get into the haul, right? So the highlights for me have got to be absolute Martian Manhunter, issue number 2. Loved issue number 1 a lot. Mind-blowing stuff. Excited to see it continue. We also have Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 7, dude. This series is moving right along, man. Issue number 7 of that. Excited for both of these. Let's see if Wonder Woman can help her mom out, you know what I'm saying? So excited about that. Looks like, okay, so we still have Day Luis on the art, so Hayden Sherman coming back shortly, I'm sure. For the rest of the stack, though, dude, like I said, we got a brick. Next up, we got Assorted Crisis Events, issue number 2. Really excited for this series, dude. Heard really good things about this issue in particular, man. Really excited to see what Dennis Camp has got for us here. Of course, Eric Zawadzki on the art as well. The Mummy, issue number 2. Dude, The Mummy's been great, man. I really been enjoying this one. You know, the first issue was a real big surprise. Faith Aaron Hicks doing the art and the writing. Love that. We also have Justice League Unlimited, issue number 6. You know, I've been loving this one, dude. We got Mark Waid, Dan Mora. How can you go wrong? But this is the We Are Yesterday part 2, man. So excited to see, you know, what's going on there. Part 1 was, shouldn't have been a part 1. That's all I'm going to say. It probably should have been a prologue or something. Into the Unbeing, part 2, number 3. Really been enjoying this one. We get the Hayden Sherman art, so that's been a ton of fun. We also have the Green Arrow, issue number 23, dude. Really loving this one from Chris Condon, and the art from Monto. It's just been really, really great stuff with Lucas on the coloring as well. Just a really great creative team there. We have G.I. Joe, issue number 6. This might be the last single issue of this that I'm picking up, man, because after this, I think I'm gonna start doing trades or like hardcovers if I can. So, and reading this series digitally. So, G.I. Joe number 6, though, I've been enjoying it a lot from the Energon universe. I think the Energon stuff, as far as the Energon stuff, the G.I. Joe stuff is what I'm liking the most. Bug Wars, issue number 3. Loving this one. Hopefully it's not only 6 issues. Hopefully it's more than that, but the solicits only say 6. Superman number 25. Really been enjoying this one from Joshua Williamson. You got the Dan Mora cover. Who's doing the art on the interior? Looks like, oh, it's Williamson, and we got Dan Mora with some Barrow stuff, man. So that's cool there. We also have Spectrum issue number 5. Been loving this series out of Mad Cave Studios with art from Dave Chisholm, friend of the show. Power Fantasy number 8. One of my favorite Image comic series right now. On stands, Casper Wingard's art is just beautiful, beautiful stuff. And then Kieran Gillen, my first ever Kieran Gillen series that I've been pulling, so enjoying that one. Out of Alcatraz number 2, Christopher Cantwell, Tyler Crook from Oni Press. Number 1, I was expecting, I guess, more from issue number 1, so it was a little bit disappointing in that respect, but I still thought it was really solid. Excited to see where it goes. Kind of like a fun crime series there. Minor Arcana number 6, some more Jeff Lemire goodness. I'm behind in this series. I've been planning a binge. Might be time for the binge. Green Lantern Dark, issue number 4, a fun Elseworlds Green Lantern, kind of a horror series. Dust to Dust number 5. I think I had dropped this series, but it looks like I picked one up. I don't know, keep it going, I guess. I think it's almost over. Hush 2, you know, Batman issue number 159. This is Hush Part 2. Hush 2 Part 2. That's annoying to say. Anyways, and then we also have, at long last, we have Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor, issue number 3, concluding this series, I do believe, this long-awaited DC Black Label series. But that's what we got, man, for New Comic Book Day, April 23rd. Trying to be careful with these comics. Oh, geez. And yeah, shout out to Mad Cave Studios as well for gifting me that signed Jeff Johns comic book. That was a really nice gift. That's what I got for New Comic Book Day. Let me know what you guys got in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. Top 5 comic books of the week. Let's do some top 5 comic books of the week. If you guys are going to the comic book store and you want some more recommendations, maybe check some of these out, man. Let's start off with number 5. We're going with Wonder Woman number 20. Maybe surprising to some if you know my thoughts on this series as a whole, but I thought this issue, if you just take it as it is, this issue was excellent, man. So it's Batman and Wonder Woman, they're teaming up to solve a crime on Mount Olympus. One of the gods has been murdered, and Wonder Woman's mom has been, you know, is to blame, but Wonder Woman and Batman have to go and clear Wonder Woman's mom's name from the gods, proving that she didn't kill him. But look at the artwork, man. Really loving this art style. I thought that, you know, March really just killed it. Hopefully seeing March in more projects coming up, because I really thought this art style was stand out, and the reason why it's number 5, beyond the fact that it's just a nice, you know, one-shot, two-issue kind of story, but in terms of how it fits in the overall Tom King Wonder Woman, I mean, come on, man. Let's get this story moving along, dude. It's crazy. Keeps taking these side little detours. Even though the side detours are some of the standouts from the series, I don't know, man. Let's keep that story going. I think I'd rather have that than... It seems like he wants to do some minis, dude. Do a Wonder Woman mini if you want to so bad. But we're doing an ongoing, you know? So let's do the ongoing thing. Anyways, number 4 of the week, we're going with Flash. Absolute Flash issue number 2. I thought this one necessarily wasn't as good as issue number 1, but I thought it would still stand out, dude. So we have Wally West still on the run from the Rogues. The Rogues are chasing him into this cave. We got Golden Glider, you know, you got Boomerang, you got Trickster, Captain Cold, all the Rogues there. Chasing Wally West, great example of both Wally West powers and also the Rogues, showing how they're kind of different from the, you know, main universe as we know it. But look at this art, man. Excellent stuff from Nick Robles and Adriano Lucas. Just excellent stuff. We see Wally, he's kind of pulled between the past, the present, and the future. So it looks like we're getting some Speed Force timey stuff very early in this series, but just this characterization of Wally, man, he's so lovable. You see, he's kind of like struggling with, you know, personality, like who do I want to be? He's also a runaway from home, so it's kind of got those themes as well. I don't know, man, just really enjoying this series a lot. I really enjoy the characterization of Wally West so far, and the art is really doing a lot of heavy lifting. I mean, look at this stuff, man. Excellent, excellent. You know, the Flash about to be caught, gives her that look, boom, takes off. So, I don't know, man. Just really enjoying this Absolute Flash series. Although, you know, some people are saying it's not the best Absolute Universe title. I don't think it's the best by any means, but I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Let's move right along, dude. Number 3, we're going with Ultimate Wolverine issue number 4. Chris Condon just killing this series, man. Cappuccio and Valenza on the art. So this issue is, it's kind of told all throughout these speech bubbles, right? So it's all these people that are talking about the Winter Soldier as he's captured. They're kind of just going like, you know, what should we do with him? His brain's all weird after his last mission, like he's acting a little different, just stuff like that. But the entire issue is all about this wolf, you know, art-wise, right? It's this wolf, he's stalking around, hunting. He kind of goes to battle with the bear. So you get that kind of theme, right? Like it's the two animals inside of this Wolverine kind of fighting for control. You get this battle breaking out. Excellent artwork from Cappuccio and Valenza. Interesting kind of narrative way to tell this story. I thought it was pretty unique in that way, where it's all these speech bubbles that are colored, but the way Chris kind of do it, you still know what's going on. But then as that's being told, this other story of you know, these two animals fighting. But then you see at some point you get the Wolverine kind of broken out. So you can kind of see the cracks are starting to show from the hold that they have on him. Maybe they're not as in control as they think they are, right? We do get an interesting kind of tidbit at the very end. It seems like the Republic is in control of a mutant that they can then control other people. So by telling the mutant to control other people, they can like mind control anyone. So interesting bit there. Won't get into spoilers, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Ultimate Wolverine number 4, just a standout series from Marvel and a standout series from the Ultimate line for sure. Let's talk about number 2. Now we're getting into the really good stuff, guys. Let's talk about the Summer of Superman special. So going into this, I wasn't gonna pick it up, I'll be honest with you guys, but I saw the creative team attached, right? So we got some stuff from Mark Waid, Dan Slott, Joshua Williamson, Jorge Jimenez, and Temu Mori. I don't know how to say your name, dude, but you're really good. Excellent stuff, Mori. So it's all about, I don't know, the thing that I found really impressive about this series, right? So it's like multiple Superman stories all in one, but they all kind of connect in a nice fluid way. Yeah, so it says that the writer, Mark Waid, chapter 1, Dan Slott, chapter 2, or sorry, Mark Waid, chapter 1, Dan Slott, chapter 2, and Josh Williamson, chapter 3. So even though it's 3, separate creative teams, I thought the story that they told was very fluid, a ton of fun looking at Superboy back in the day, how that story kind of relates to Lana Lang and her wedding in the present day, and then kind of how that all relates to the kind of ongoing threat in the DC universe now. This kind of tied into what's going on with freaking Booster Gold, man. So just kind of the way it's felt very satisfying read for someone who's reading a lot of Superman titles. This kind of had connections to all of them, and it set up the Summer of Superman in a really satisfying way. So, we got that Superman Unlimited series that is starting up. Don't want to get into it here. I think I'm going to do another video on the Summer of Superman just in general, but just the way that this tied into all the upcoming series, I thought it was really smart and clever. And yeah, just a really fun read with excellent artwork, man. So this one was a really, really surprising read. Maybe not miss out on it, dude. I know it's $6, but I think it might be worth it, especially from the artwork, dude. Jimenez doing Superman, always excellent stuff, man. So Summer of Superman special, that's my number 2, but my number 1 pick, you guys could probably see this coming. It's the New Gods, dude. This series just gets better and better, dude, for real. So we get all this stuff with, like, I think his name is Light Ray. The battle on New Genesis, it seems like, guys, it is not going so well. So Highfather thought that this would work. He kind of turned him into atoms. Highfather starts walking away, and the guy starts coming back together, and he's saying stuff like, I denounce your newfound salvation. Your powers hold no sway over me. Come, Niktari, the time of the gods is ended. So, dude, this is just some epic stuff. The New Gods, they're in trouble, dude. But then on Earth, you still get Orion versus Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, because Orion's trying to kill this powerful kid. So that's still going on. Just an excellent series, man. You got all the different storylines that Ron B's kind of balancing. He's balancing them all really well. And then you get that final page, dude. So I don't know, dude. We'll have to see where this series goes. Just awesome final page turn there. Because, you're going into it on the cover. You're like, oh, how are the Justice League going to get involved? Very, very satisfying way to get involved at the very end there. And this ties into kind of this kind of ties into the We Are Yesterday thing somehow. So we'll have to see how that goes, man. But the New Gods, issue number 5, been loving this series, dude. But that's what we got. The top 5 comic books of last week. Top 5 comic books of last week. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys picked for your top 5 in the comments. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to another special video. In this one, we're talking about comic books that are coming out in the near future. 10 comic books that are coming out in mostly May that I think you should be aware of, right? So let's just get into it, man, because the first one that I want to talk about comes out April 30th from Image Comics. It's called Lost Fantasy number 1 from writer Kurt Pyers. Let's do the solicit, man. So there's a world of magic, myth, and monsters that exist beneath the surface of our own. Since first contact was made over 100 years ago, the great hunters have kept us safe from the creatures that lurk in the shadows. But last night, something broke through, and it's up to the rookie monster hunter, Henry Blackheart, to stop it. So a fresh take on fantasy from creators Kurt Pyers, who wrote the Indigo Children, which I was a huge fan of out of Image Comics. And also Luca Casanan Guida, Sorry, I just butchered your name, dude, but you know, famous for doing the James Bond series. So I think that Luca also did a series called the Displaced out of Boom Studios that I also enjoyed quite a bit. So yeah, two creatives that I enjoy their work. They're coming together to do this new kind of alternate history fantasy series. And Kurt was nice enough to send me issue number 1 to check out before it was released. And I gotta say, man, I'm pretty impressed. So like I was saying, I'm a huge fan of alternate history. I think that the whole thing with the great hunters who kind of like working in the shadows to keep us safe, that's pretty interesting. The first look at this Henry Blackheart character, he's kind of like your brash sort of know-it-all kind of guy. Something happens at the end of issue number 1 that's very surprising. I'll have to see how that you know, gets resolved in issue number 2. And then in addition to that, guys, in the end of the Lost Fantasy number 1, it's got a mini story for the Indigo Children called the Indigo Children Exodus. So you're getting a ton of comic books for this one, you know, for this one price. You get an interesting kind of look at a new fantasy world. And yeah, man, I think it's worth checking out for sure. If you're into fantasy, if you're into alternate history, this is definitely a series you might want to check out. Shout out to Kurt for sending me number 1 to check out, dude. Let's move right along. We also have a new volume of Star Wars starting out from Marvel Comics. So this is, you know, focusing on Luke, Leia, Han in the wake of the Return of the Jedi. So this is from writer Alex Segura, who I am loving Alex Segura's stuff lately, dude. So Alex Segura did the Question All Along the Watchtower series out of DC that I'm really loving. And then Alex Segura also did the Dick Tracy series out of Mad Cave. So I've been loving Alex Segura's stuff, man. So if there's ever gonna be a Star Wars title for me to jump on, it's probably this one, dude. You know, written from Alex Segura, it's kind of like an era of Star Wars that I don't know too much about, right after Return of the Jedi. So yeah, man, we'll have to see how that goes. If this will be a series that I'm gonna add to my pull list, but interested in it for sure. Definitely gonna read it, at least digitally. Next up, we got from Dynamite, we got Captain Planet number 1. So from writer David Paposi, we got a new Captain Planet series, dude. So I don't know too much about what to expect from this Captain Planet series. Ton of interesting looking variants for it. But Captain Planet was not like a series that I watched a whole ton of when I was a kid. You know, definitely here and there, you see a rerun here and there. But yeah, man, a new Captain Planet series coming from Dynamite. We'll have to see how it goes, dude. Next up, we got Blood and Thunder from Image Skybound. The story is from Robert Kirkman, but the writer is Benito Sereno. The artist is E.J. Su. The colorist is Michelle Asa Raskakorn. And the letterer is Russ Wooten. So some of those names I know, like, you know, obviously Robert Kirkman. I think I'm familiar with E.J. Su's work and Russ Wooten, maybe? Russ Wooten does a lot of lettering. So this series is set in a far future where Earth has integrated alien species into a new society. So we have this bounty hunter named Blood, and she has a talking gun named Thunder. That's all I'm gonna say about this series, dude. We'll have to see how it plays out. A girl named Blood and her talking gun. Robert Kirkman loves inanimate talking objects like the hand droid in Void Rivals. So yeah, man, excited about that new ongoing series from Skybound Image called Blood and Thunder that comes out May 7th. Also coming out in May, Exquisite Corpses number 1 from Image Comics. So this is the new series from you know, James Tynion IV with Michael Walsh coming in, kind of doing the heavy lifting there, both of them. And then we got colorist Jordi Belair. So excellent creative team. Don't know too much about what this series is about. Let's read the solicit a little bit. So every 5 years on Halloween, the wealthiest families in America play a game. 12 of the deadliest people in the world are dropped into a small town with just one goal. Last killer standing wins. So it looks like they're going to Maine too. So for the citizens of Oak Valley, Maine, this year's unlucky arena, the goal is much simpler. They must survive the night. So I don't know what the heck's going on with this series, man. We'll have to see. Exquisite Corpses, the new big hit from Image Comics, James Tynion IV and Michael Walsh. We'll have to see where that goes, dude. The fact that it takes place in Maine, I didn't know about that, but you know, that's my home state, so that's pretty cool. Next up from DC, we've got Supergirl #1. This one is interesting because it's written and drawn from Sophie Campbell. So always love when a comic book creator is doing the double duties. This series looks to be pretty good. Part of the Summer of Superman, as you guys see there on the cover. The Summer of Superman is a whole big thing that DC is doing, so this is definitely a big part of it. The Maiden of Might returns, and a new series written and illustrated by Sophie Campbell. So she's gonna strike out on her own. She's gonna return to her roots in Midvale, the home of Supergirl. And yeah, so it's kind of like, hey, you've been gone for so long. Now that you're back, kind of what's the ramifications of that? It looks like. So yeah, man, Sophie Campbell, Tamara Bond villain, Supergirl #1. Excited about that. A couple more here, guys. Invincible Universe Battle Beast. So this is part of obviously the Invincible Universe from writer Robert Kirkman, but we got the artist coming back. We got Ryan Ottley, dude. So this might be the most hyped series. I probably don't have to tell you guys anything about it. If you like Invincible, you're probably already ready for this. But I think this one's interesting because it's revealing the secret story of Battle Beast, but they say it's perfect for longtime fans and new readers alike. So maybe this is a series that I can give to my brother who's been trying to get into comic books. Like, hey man, here's this new Battle Beast series. I know you've been liking Invincible. Maybe check this out, man. So really cool that Invincible is coming back, or at least the Invincible universe is coming back in some way due to the popularity of the show and all that. But yeah, excited to see if this can get a whole new generation of people into comics. That's pretty cool, man. So May 14th, Battle Beast is coming out. From DC, jumping back over to DC, speaking of Superman, we got Superman Unlimited, Dan Slott, Raphael Albuquerque, and a new ongoing series. I mean, dude, come on, man. So I dropped Action Comics. I wasn't a fan of what they were doing, the Superman Superstars kind of thing, like 3-issue arcs here and there with new creative teams. I kind of want like a long ongoing series from Superman, right? So this looks perfect. I dropped Action Comics. I'm adding Superman Unlimited. I'm excited to see what Dan Slott, I know that his work over at Marvel has been hit or miss for some people, but with Raphael Albuquerque coming in, dude, on the art, like at least the art's gonna look sick, right? And at least like the first look that we had in where'd it go? In the Summer of Superman special. I don't know, it doesn't seem like Dan Slott's gonna be disappointing in any way or whatever, right? So we'll have to see where that goes. Superman Unlimited, May 21st from DC Comics. Two more, let's go real quick. The Goddamn Tragedy from Oni Press and writer Chris Condon. So this one is a one-shot story. In these woods, fear everything, even each other. From breakout writer Chris Condon and rising star Sean Carew, I don't know, dude, I'm sorry, comes a vicious and vengeful account of one of the Old West's darkest episodes from those that lived to tell its lavishly painted, entirely self-contained, 48-page graphic novella. So 48 pages, nice one-shot Western story written from Chris Condon, dude. I mean, just, it's music to my ears. Very excited about this from Oni Press. Chris Condon doing another Western, dude. Excited about that. Definitely don't miss out on that, May 28th. And then finally, last but not least, we've got Mr. Terrific Year 1, the secret origin of Summer's breakout superhero. So obviously Michael Holt, one of the smartest members of the DC universe, but how did he get his start or whatever, right? So discover all the secrets, sorrows, and triumphs of Mr. Terrific and how he came to be, and this thrilling modern retelling and expansion of his origin story. So yeah, man, we got Mr. Terrific Year 1 with from writer Al Letson and artist Valentin de Landro. So yeah, man, Mr. Terrific Year 1, May 28th. Not want to miss out on Mr. Terrific as a character that I want to read more about. So yeah, this seems perfect. That's it though. Those are 10 comic books that are coming out in May that I think you guys should be aware of. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back everybody. Very special video today because we're talking about the Image catalog, the future of Image Comics as they head into the summer. Let's talk about some of the releases, man. So I did this for DC Connect and you guys enjoyed it quite a bit. So let's do it for Image, man. So right on the front here, we got Spectators written by Brian K. Vaughan. This is gonna be a new graphic novel. I think it's, yeah, hardcover graphic novel, 30 bucks, coming out September 10th. It's all about this woman and this guy who I guess have turned into specters, and they're gonna be meeting at the very end of the world. They're gonna view and kind of be witness to the very end of the living world. I don't know too much about what's going on, but written by Brian K. Vaughan, nice hardcover. excited about that. Moving right along, man. So we got a new volume of Lazarus coming out. Have not read it yet. We also have news from the Fallout. So this is written by Chris Condon with art from Jeffrey Allen Love. I had a chance to talk to Chris Condon about this series at C2E2, and he was really, really excited about it. You know, the hype is here for this series. He says that Jeffrey Allen Love is a real talent, and he's really excited to kind of show the world Jeffrey Allen Love's work with this new series, News from the Fallout. So it's all about, in 1962, a nuclear bomb test goes off and just ruins everything, contaminates the atmosphere and turns people rotten. It's about this guy, Otis, who was a witness to the test, and he's the only known survivor, and he's gonna search for a safe haven. But does that place exist? We'll have to find out, man. So News from the Fallout, excited about that. Post-apocalyptic story, you guys know, I love those always. Moving right along, we got Copra, we got I Hate Fairyland. Assorted Crisis Events is one of the newest Image series that I'm excited about. At the time of recording, issue number 2 is coming out, so we'll have to see how that goes, but you know, Dennis Camp just killing it. Bitter Root, we get a new volume of that. Blood and Thunder seems like a really fun ongoing series from Skybound Image. It's about this girl named Blood, and she has a gun named Thunder that talks, like a talking gun. We'll have to see about that. Takes place in the future. Robert Kirkman is attached to it somehow. Moving right along. Bug Wars, been loving Bug Wars. I saw that it said of 6. What's going on with that, man? I thought Bug Wars was gonna be an ongoing. I was really excited about it. Hopefully this series goes for more than 6. Moving right along. So we have Department of Truth. Of course, this is a series that's still going, James Tynion IV, but then we also have his new series that's starting up, Exquisite Corpses. So this is also with Michael Walsh attached. This series sounds really interesting, man. I think that each single one is going to focus on one of the killers of the story. So sounds like this one is going to be focused on the knife-wielding zealot covered in human skin. I don't know. I don't know too much about the series. We'll have to see what issue number 1 kind of sets the tone and kind of tells us what the series is about. But I know this series is really hyped up. It's the next big thing from James Tynion IV and Michael Walsh, so excited about that. Moving right along, we have Feral. We got Free Planet. G.I. Joe has been a really excellent series from the Energon universe, of course. Looks like someone's leaving, dude. Must decide if protecting herself means staying with the G.I. Joes. Interesting there. We get some G.I. Joe Real American Hero. Geiger, excellent series, probably my favorite out of the Unnamed universe. So Geiger number 15 coming out, excited about that. If you're into Spawn stuff, man, this thing has a ton of Spawn stuff, right? We got like Gunslinger Spawn, a new Spawn universe title coming out called Bloodletter, man. So if you're into Spawn, you can be into Spawn. We get Invincible Universe Battle Beast. That's a series that's pretty hyped up. Kaya from Wes Craig is still going strong with issue number 27. You know, speaking of Spawn, we got another King Spawn from the Spawn universe. Lost Fantasy. So Kurt Pyers, not Chris Pines. Kurt Pyers sent me issue number 1 of Lost Fantasy to check out, and I liked it quite a bit, man. So it's a, you know, it's like an alternate history. It's our world, but with magic, right? So I guess back in the day, a bunch of, I guess like underground, there's like a bunch of like evil stuff and magic stuff going on. So the kind of barrier between the underground world and our world has broken. And there's like this group of people who are magic wielders, and they protect kind of that barrier between our world and the underground world. Interesting stuff, man. We'll have to see where it goes, but issue number 2, the solicit here. So yeah, man, issue number 1, he sent it to me and I liked it quite a bit. So definitely looking forward to issue number 2. The Lucky Devils, been really enjoying that. Looks like that one's going for 9 issues. Moon is following us, the conclusion of this Daniel Warren Johnson written series with Riley Rosmo doing some of the art there. Just moving right along. Phantom Road, I've been liking this series from Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Walta. I'm not caught up with the new volume that just started. I think I'm gonna switch to trades on this series, just so I can put them on my shelf at the back there with the Jeff Lemire collection. You know, speaking of Spawn, we got Rat City, and then Massive Verse, we got Radiant Black. The Unnamed universe, we got another Redcoat coming out. Rogue Sun, more Massiverse stuff. Spawn universe stuff with Sam and Twitch. The Scorched, another Spawn universe. So the seasons, I see this one is you know, not of anything. It's just issue number 5. So really excited about that. Rick Remender and Paul Azqueta series with Mateus Lopez on the coloring. Really liking the kind of family dynamics. We'll have to see where this mystery goes, but I've been liking the season so far. We got some more Spawn. Tin Can Society, I hear, is super underrated. So once this series is all out, I'm gonna have to jump onto it because superheroes, crime, mystery, action, adventure. So sounds pretty good, man. The Tin Can Society, I'm gonna have to check that out. I hear a lot of good things. We got Transformers, obviously, still going strong. Universal Monsters, so it looks like the conclusion of issue number 4 is coming out soon. So we'll have to see what the next Universal Monster title is after that. Void Rivals, part of the Energon universe, of course. Walking Dead Deluxes. We're taking everyone down with us. I'm really loving this series. Unfortunately, it looks like it's only going to be 6 issues. Same thing with You'll Do Bad Things. Both series that I've been really enjoying. So we'll have to see. Are those actually 6 issues, or are they going a little bit beyond that? I'm not sure. And then we get into the collected editions. So I see this, dude. Darwin Cook's The Complete Spirit Connoisseur hardcover. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this for sure, dude. Darwin Cook, you know, the Spirit, a character I've wanted to read more. Obviously, he's got a lot of history, you know, comic book history. He's a really important character. So I'm looking to pick this up for sure. You know, obviously Will Eisner kind of influences with Darwin Cook. So I don't know, man. We'll have to see how that goes. Gonna pick that up for sure. This one's interesting, right? So like 2 DC things, but they're coming out from Image. I don't know how that works, but DC Classics Artist Edition for Jim Aparo. We get, oh, this is cool. So Letter 44 Compendium, Charles Soule, Alberto Albuquerque. So I have this like first trade. I'm gonna have to read it again and see if it's worth getting like the entire compendium. But you guys know I'm a big fan of compendiums. I think you can see them right there. I'm a big fan of Image compendiums. Local Man Deluxe, gotta pick this up, dude. Very excited about that. The Old Guard was I think I saw that show on Netflix, or was it a movie? I can't remember. The Seasons trade, make sure you guys check that out if you're looking for some more freaking Rick Remender. Definitely check that out. Yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it as we're closing out. Yeah, you got some Geiger trades, you got some criminal trades coming. The new Invincible, kind of squat, like shorter. The new edition, new Snot Girl. But yeah, man, that's the Image catalog, dude. For I don't know what month this is. They don't put a month on it. The June. This is the June Image catalog, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Read more comics. Welcome back, everybody. In this video, it's kind of a fun one, right? So in this video, we're talking about comic book delays. And the reason why is because at the time of recording, issue number 3 of Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor is coming out. So I have issue number 1 here. Obviously, issue number 2 came out a little bit ago, and issue number 3 is finally coming out. But I bet you guys didn't know how long it's taken from issue number 1 to come out to issue number 3, right? So issue number 1 of Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor, this came out on July 25th, 2023, okay? So we're almost 2 years. We're almost 2 years to issue number 3 coming out. So I want to talk about just some comic book delays that have really affected me as I've gotten into comic book reading. But when I'm talking about this, right, not to send any hate to creators, man, I don't really care about comic book delays in the sense that there's always something to read, right? So the fact that it took 2 years to get this series, that's all right, man. I've been reading a ton of other stuff in these last 2 years, so it doesn't really matter to me. But let's get into it, man. I just think it's pretty interesting. So like I was saying, Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor. So Mark Waid written series with Hitch doing the art. This came out, like I said, July 25th of 2023. And we're finally getting in 2025, issue number 3. So really excited about that. I honestly have not read issue number 2 yet. I'm trying to wait for issue number 3 to come out so I can read it all in one go. But, you know, 2 years ago when I read issue number 1, I thought it was pretty good. Let's see if I can remember. We're gonna reread it probably when issue number 3 comes out. But yeah, man, excited about that. You guys know I like DC Black Label. And if I can remember, this was a very promising series. Now, why was it delayed? I'm not sure. Some of my friends were saying that, I guess like they put issue number 1 out before Hitch could even start doing issue number 2. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, why would you release something if the next one's not ready on deck? Usually comic books kind of wait, right? But yeah, so yeah, Superman Last Days of Lex Luthor, finally getting its issue number 3. Let's talk about another delay that really impacted me back in the day. It's another DC Black Label series. So we're gonna talk about Swamp Thing Green Hell, okay? So this was when I was getting into comic books, right? In 2021, this was December 28th, 2021. That's when issue number 1 came out. It's a Jeff Lemire written series. So as I'm getting into comic books, right, I'm learning more about Jeff Lemire. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite writers of all time. I see he's doing a DC Black Label series. At this point in 2021, I'm really liking DC Black Label. I know that it's like a go-to, like, hey, if it's DC Black Label, it's probably gonna be good. Let's pick up all the DC Black Labels I can. It's my first experience reading like Doug Mankey's artwork, right? So look at this, dude. It's just like excellent stuff, excellent stuff. It's a post-apocalyptic, you know, story that takes place in the future. You know, not that far in the future, just slight future. But it's all about Swamp Thing kind of coming back and saving a bunch of people. So Swamp Thing Green Hell was awesome. But imagine, dude, December 28th, 2021, this next issue, issue number 2, didn't come out for another year, dude. So this was February 14th, 2023. So you had to wait all of 2022 and then a little bit of 2023 before you got issue number 2 to come out. And then in addition to that, it took until May 21st. So another 3 months for issue number 3 to come out, man. So just an insanely long series to come out. But at the end of the day, Swamp Thing Green Hell, I really recommend it. It's really good, especially now that it's all out and you can read it all in one collected edition, man. But it was very frustrating, you know, at the time getting into comic books and just, it's kind of my first series that I experienced delays like that, man. So the next one we're gonna talk about is Batman, the Gargoyle of Gotham. So this one, issue number 1 came out September 12th, 2023. We had to wait just a couple of months, you know, until December for issue number 2 to come out. And then it took a full year for issue number 3 to come out. I don't even know where my issue number 3 is. It's somewhere, I think it's somewhere over there in like a to read stack, right? So issue number 3 finally came out for Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, concluding Rafael Grampa's excellent series, man. It's another DC Black Label. And I'm showing you here, the artwork was just spectacular, dude. It's got your, kind of like your Matt Reeves Battinson kind of vibe to it, like an earlier kind of look at Batman's career, crime fighting or whatever. The artwork is just spectacular, and I thought the villain was pretty interesting too. So yeah, I was really excited about this series as it was coming out, but that delay is just brutal, man. So yeah, finally read it all. I have not concluded the series yet. Still haven't read issue number 3. Got to do a reread. But yeah, Rafael Grampa's Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, another one that took forever to come out. So we spoke about Doug Mankey earlier, right? When we brought up Swamp Thing Green Hell. I don't know, dude, if it's a Doug Mankey kind of thing. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But Batman Off-World, written by Jason Aaron, was another series from Doug Mankey that experienced a lot of delays. You know, whatever the reason is, I'm not sure for Doug Mankey or whatever. But so issue number 1 of Batman Off-World came out November 21st, 2023. We only had to wait another month for issue number 2 to come out. Yeah, okay, here it is. So here was the big delay, right? So from January to April, we had to wait that long for issue number 4 to come out. And then another delay into August for issue number 5 to come out. And then issue number 6 didn't come out until February of this year, bro. So we had to wait from August of 24 to August of 24 until February of this year for the entire series to come out, man. So just a brutal delay for this series. And I thought it was one of the best Batman series on stands, dude, for real. So that experience, you know, delay, it was really hard to recommend this series to people, but now that it's all out, I really do think it's one of the best Batman series that I've read. Best Batman minis for sure. Hope it gets a lot of love, but I know that that delay really ruined a lot of momentum that the series had. I mean, going from August to February for a 6-issue series, I mean, that's pretty brutal. Like waiting for the conclusion of it, that's pretty brutal. Next up, dude, got two more examples of massive delays that I want to talk about. This next one isn't the worst necessarily. and we'll explain why. So the series I want to talk about is The Deviant. I just got to pull up the release for it, right? So issue number 1 came out in like November, whatever, of 2023. Issue number 2 came out 2023. And then it kind of experienced like these, I don't know, like bi-monthly delays, right? So for example, like issue number 5 was May. Okay, so August for issue number 7 to come out. Then you had to wait until October for issue number 8 to come out. And then you had to wait until March for issue number 9 to come out, right? So the entire series all told, it started in late 2023 and it didn't finish until just now in 2025. So this entire series, a 9-issue series taking like a year and a half to complete or whatever, that's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal, not gonna lie. This series though, I still think that it's definitely worth checking out, and I think they stuck the landing for sure. I think that what this series has going for it is that it's an all-timer Christmas series, right? Like if you're in the Christmas mood, you want something kind of a little bit creepy, a little horror for the Christmas season, this series is gonna be a go-to. So in that respect, I think it's gonna last a really long time. I don't think the delays necessarily hurt it in the long run. I still think it's a series that people are gonna be enjoying quite a bit around the Christmas time. So The Deviant, James Tynion IV, Joshua Hickson, and James Tynion IV doesn't have delays very often, right? So this one was a little bit of a surprise. Still think it's worth checking out. Finally, last but not least, this one hurts me, guys. This one hurts me more than any of the other ones that I've showed you, because this one was truly when I was getting into comic books. So we've got Radio Apocalypse from Vault Comics. Something happened with Vault Comics. I'm not too like up to date. I don't know everything that went on, but the publisher I think just kind of exploded. I don't know if they're doing stuff recently. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up with like Aftershock. You know, that kind of like level of publisher. Some weirdness goes on, right? So this series was written by Ron B with Anand RK and then Bidikar as well. So pretty stacked creative team. This was me just getting into indie comics, right? For the most part, I was just pulling Marvel and DC, but this was kind of my first try at pulling, one of my first tries at pulling an indie series, because Ron B was a name that I was trying to get into, right? So this series was a post-apocalyptic series. I thought it was excellent with Ron B's focus on music, and I really love Anand's RK's art style. I really kind of fell in love with it. So post-apocalyptic story, we got this dude who's kind of manning like the radio tower or whatever. It's like the last kind of bastion for humanity, like in this settlement. But yeah, just look at the art style, dude. I really fell in love with it. You got creepy kind of monsters, but you know, like I said, that focus on music, really strong from Ron B. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this series quite a bit. But the bad news was it took like 5 months for issue number 2 to come out, and then issue number 3 and issue number 4 never to be heard from, never be seen from again. So as a series I was really enjoying, didn't get to finish it, man. Didn't get to close it out. Issue number 1, issue number 2, that's the only thing that survived from this series. But kind of, you know, a silver lining or whatever, the creative team of Ron B and Anand RK, they're going on to do Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma out of DC. So same creative team, they're just kind of working together on a new thing. So that's really cool to see, man. But it all started here with me, Radio Apocalypse, with that creative team, and now they're on to bigger and better things. But that's what we got, man. Just wanted to talk about some comic book delays. This doesn't even get into the Jeff Johns of it all. This doesn't even get into like the classic examples. These are just the ones that affected me, man. So comic book delays, leave some down below and maybe we'll do another video. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics.